Hello everybody. Yes, I was gonna make yet another depressing video about Gaddafi and his grisly tales until I heard about the rebels entering his main compound Bab al-Aziziyah, and that sort of marked the downfall of Gaddafi's regime.
It's just unbelievable, all the people that sacrificed for us, for this moment. We're in front of his compound, and where is he? He's underground. He can't do anything. Where is he? We're looking for you. Where are you? Come on! Come on! Where are you?
So that day, I was just sort of like, get in there, I'm celebrating today. This is my day, you know? It was remarkable. It was just a remarkable moment. I mean, imagine finding yourself fighting in the Nafusa mountains, and then having to find yourself in Gaddafi's bedroom.
I was like, oh my god, I'm in Gaddafi's room. Oh my god.
What was even more eventful was how Saif al-Islam randomly popped out in Bab al-Aziziyah.
Ready, and we said, for what? Because we've been under such tight scrutiny lately. We've been, constantly.
And that sort of confused everybody because the media sites said that he was captured. He thought he was fooling everybody, but he failed miserably because he's just a pop-in, pop-out figure because the compound is now taken. Obviously he's finished, you know, so he was just sort of like a joke in the background.
Your father is not like Mubarak. He will not go.
No.
You can't take him seriously, can you?
Plan A is to live and die in Libya. Plan B is to live and die in Libya. Plan C is to live and die in Libya.
Wise words, Saif, wise words. I'm always going to wonder for the rest of my entire life how this man wanted to rule New Libya. His stupidity is just too embarrassing. Moving on, the rebels breaking into Gaddafi's compound was a bittersweet moment. On one side of the compound, you got the rebels celebrating their victory. And then on the other side of the compound, you got a mass killing. This mass killing was committed by a group of Gaddafi's men who were sort of doing a last-minute revenge. And so they captured 15 to 17 rebels and they lined them up across the wall outside the compound, and they shot them all in the head. As the piles of dead bodies sort of fell on top of each other, one survivor, even though he was shot by a bullet, managed to survive. So they taken him down the road to the hospital near Bab al-Aziziyah. And in the hospital, I found my dad commenting on the article because obviously he's a doctor and he went to Tripoli to help out. And I was like, oh my god, he is on Al Jazeera report. He was just talking about how there are a few doctors because they have either escaped or they're too afraid to come to work. And I was just like, wow, my dad is there witnessing all this. And days later, they found 150 prisoners massacred to death. So in effect, this is not just the end, it is the beginning. On the bright side though, the Libyans picked the 20th day of Ramadan as the day of victory. This date is based on the retaking of Mecca and the opening of Mecca for the Muslims in the days of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The reason why they wanted this to be identical was because many of the Libyan fighters found the Libyans experiencing similar traits to the Muslims in the days of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. For example, towards the beginning of the revolution in wintertime, the Libyans were praying for it to rain, and it did rain. And this is what happened to Muslims in the days of the Prophet Muhammad. The prayers are answered when it did rain. Another example was how our brave men didn't surrender, as you can see in the following clip. This sad clip was of a brave Libyan doctor who was caught by Gaddafi troops, and the Gaddafi troops tried forcing him, and they said, "Qul al-Fatih, say long live Muammar," and he refused it, and he said, "La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah." And this was obviously similar to the days of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when the Muslims were criticized and were bullied severely by the pagans of Mecca, and the pagans of Mecca forced him to say Hubal, which is their sort of stone god, but the Muslims rejected, and they said, La ilaha illallah, I witness that there is no God but God. This sort of shocked and also impressed Muslims all over the world. As for Gaddafi, as mentally crazy as he may seem, he still is defiant as ever. Firstly, nobody really knows where he is. Literally, all the news channels are like, Aina usually Gaddafi. Where is Gaddafi? This is a big question at the moment, you know? But what's funny is that he called in a few days ago. He's still calling us rats and monsters and kafirs, and he's like, still has this hope that the Jamahiriya will be victorious. But this is Gaddafi, people. This is Gaddafi.